Alright guys, in this section I'm going to introduce you to some simple plucking patterns which you can learn now or you can learn later. You can learn whenever you want, but basically I'm giving it to you so that when you say reach the point where you're tired of strumming all the time, you can actually do some simple plucking in order to play. But okay, for the introduction, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the questions here. How do you pluck strings? How do you pluck, and how do you position your hand so that you can pluck strings? Alright, so basically here, in order to pluck strings, this is how you would position your hand. You'd have your you divide your guitar into two parts, where you have the bass strings, which are these three strings on the top, which are strings 4, 5 and 6, and the three strings at the bottom. Okay, so you have your bass strings and all the other strings. Alright, so your thumb is going to be in charge of everything that happens above here, and these fingers are going to be playing here. So basically for down here, each finger gets their own string. Alright, so very good. Your index finger will usually be managing the third string, your middle finger will be managing the second string, and your ring finger will be managing the first string, and your pinky will be doing nothing. You'll just be hanging around, slacking. Alright, so basically you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So how do you pluck? How do you pluck strings? Alright, well, to do it simply, what you do is like a quick exercise is just take your thumb, put it on your string, and just slide it across. Slide it across lightly, not, as I mentioned before with the strumming, don't press hard down, just lightly so that you can create noise. Don't try and grip it from the back and do that. Don't try and push it hard down and slide off, just lightly. Okay, so get used to that movement of just going. So your thumb, if you're looking at it, your thumb is, try and get as flat as possible. Your thumb is not angled up, it's just sort of angled, and it's not flat either, it's just sort of slightly at a very slight angle on the string, and it's going slip, slip, slip. Okay, so and that's how you pluck, well, with your thumb. Okay, and your other fingers, basically when you pluck the string, what they're doing is they're just sort of resting, the tips of your fingers are resting on the string, just slightly under it, okay? Not like that, you're not sticking your fingers into the string, you're not trying to rip the strings out, you just have the tips of your fingers just lightly touching the strings at a sort of angle where, you know, they're not straight, they're just sort of at a slight angle. So when your hand's resting, it's shaped like that, you know, like an octopus or something, and your fingers are like that. So here, if you look at this finger, what it's doing is when I want to play the string, I don't reach under it, I don't try and pull it, I just, with the tip of my finger, just lightly slide off. Slide off, and when I'm sliding off, if you look from the front, what's happening is I'm going. Okay, and you do this with your other fingers as well, where you're just sliding off. Sliding off. Okay, so this is a simple exercise you can do in order to just get your hand used to the mechanics of plucking. So like basically all you need to do is just with your thumb you go 1, and just get used to the movement of sliding your fingers off the string. Okay, so this is a mechanical movement which you have to train your body to get used to, and once you've managed to do that, once you're comfortable with just doing that sliding, what I'll do later on in other videos is I will teach you some simple plucking patterns which you can then use with chords, so that you can actually play chords, alright? So okay, so that you just have an extra thing which you can do on the guitar, and I'll try and keep it as simple as possible. But the hardest part here is actually just getting used to your thumb playing off the strings and your fingers just lightly sliding off, okay? Alright, so if you want to, you can practice just going index, middle, ring finger, or you can go in reverse as well, or alternate. You know, you can try all that, but you know, don't worry, that is stuff that I will cover in the other videos as well. So in the meantime, practice, get used to the mechanics of just doing that, and from there I'll see you in the other videos where we'll go through some simple and common plucking patterns which you can use in a lot of different songs.